Hey guys, there's been a bunch of updates recently if you've been following any of the Discord channels or seeing the notices in game, and this video is going to go over explicitly just the Arena 2.0 changes. I'm going to be uploading a bunch of videos this weekend. I'm going to be talking about the other announcement, which has a bunch of changes like new stages, some hero changes, a bunch of other stuff. I'm going to go over the new faction as well as the individual heroes, as there are cards available showing what they do. And I'm also going to upload a video playing through all of the new chapter levels. As I've heard, the last level is actually quite difficult, so that'll be fun. So do subscribe if you want to see those. Anyway, on with the video. We're here to talk about the arena changes. There's been quite a lot of changes. So first up, there will be a new challenge. This new one is continuous damage. It tells us the enemies have strong armor and can deal great damage. Try and deploy an all-round lineup to defeat them. Can't really infer a great deal from this other than the fact that you probably can't nuke them off the face of the map like you can in the previous 3 arenas. So you may need to use defenders. It would be cool if defenders actually had more purpose in the game. So that's kind of all I can assume. You might need more sustained damage if you can't burst them. But in my experience in Watcher of Realms, you can burst anything. So we'll see how that lines up. My expectation is we're still just going to blow it to bits. But we'll see. Now this is a pretty big change. New arrivals in the arena shop. Legendary skill dust, skill crystals, summoning crystals, and ancient summoning crystals will be available, and the current items are updated. Check out the following picture for more details. The picture is at the bottom of this, but I'll also put a picture up here showing the current changes to the arena shop. I'm going to go over the rest of the changes, but then we'll talk about some of the calculations on how many arena coins you can get now versus how much it costs to buy everything you would want to buy in the shop. But we'll get to that after these changes because that's a bit long. So the third change, opponent list refreshing and matchmaking optimization. So the first change is 5 opponents will be refreshed each time instead of 3. So now the list is 5 long, not 3. If you defeat all 5, it will give you an extra arena permit, so an extra attack. And when you have less than 5 permits, you will regain 1 permit every 120 minutes. That means you will passively generate 12 arena permits a day. I am assuming it does not reset daily like it used to. I'm assuming it's just every 2 hours you get a permit, capping at 5. That will be in a 1-day, 24-hour cycle. 12 permits granted, plus 2 extra from the idle rewards. And the third is daily refreshes of opponents are not limited anymore, so you can keep refreshing. However, number 4 states the cost for a purchasable opponent refresh chance is now 20 diamonds. So the way this works is at the moment you can refresh, so long as it is every 10 minutes or 5 minutes or whatever it is. It's basically there's a timer on a free refresh. If you want to refresh more than that, it will cost you 20 diamonds per time. And they've optimized the display of the revenge button to make it more obvious. Alright, now moving on, arena point adjustments. So this is basically how many points you get towards your MMR, the rating system, whenever you win or lose a battle for each ranking. I'm not going to read them all out, they're all there. It levels out at Overlord where it becomes equal for winning and losing. And the second change is that instead of getting 10 arena coins per challenge, you now get 3, which is a pretty big change, but I don't think it's going to be a big problem personally, but we'll get into that later. But anyway, yeah, that's a pretty simple change. You gain a lot more for winning than you do losing until you make it all the way to Overlord, and then you actually are equal. Rank reward adjustments boosted rank rewards greatly and added new reward chests, which has a chance to grant rare summoning crystals, stamina potions, and XP bonus 100%, etc. As well as exclusive avatars for the Overlord rank on those who win first place on the leaderboard. So just some extra chance of getting some rewards and some fancy avatars for whales to compare sizes. And then we have detailed rank rewards are as follows. So you can see they've kind of added some extra changes. The main thing seems to be they've just renamed the chest. The diamond is the same, the coins are the same. It's gone from exquisite down to common chest for the bronze tier, for the silver tier, and for the gold tier they've increased the diamond gain by 25 diamonds and they've renamed the chest. And for platinum tier, again 25 more diamonds and a different named chest. And for overlord tier, 100 more diamonds than before and 2 chests of a different name. And you also get this thing called Lord Summoning one, which is a weird name because that's not what it's called. It's called an ancient summoning shard. That's what you'll get if you finish in Overlord, which is a pretty good reward, but we'll get into that again in more of the rest of the video, what that is exactly. I'll probably be going over it more in the next video because it's not part of this patch mostly. And you also get an Overlord of the Arena avatar the first time you finish as an Overlord. And if you get first prize on the leaderboard, you get an exclusive King of the Arena avatar as well. Seasonal ranks, due to the adjustments to the point calculation system, all commanders' ranks will be lowered by 2 levels at the end of the first weekly season after this update. So I believe that means from Monday we're all going to get booted down to Platinum 2 from Overlord, and everyone else will obviously go down 2 as well. I think it's because they want it to be a little bit trickier to climb into Overlord, because at the moment it gets a bit cramped up there. There's a load of different players up there of very, very, very vastly different power levels. So it kind of makes sense. It does suck though. It's not really good for us to have less people in Overlord. So hopefully it's not too painful to get up there. And next up is balance adjustments. Anti-air challenge, increase the Deadeye Tyrant's damage to the base upon death. So if you win on a Deadeye Tyrant round, Deadeye Tyrant's like a big floating ball, one eye, loads of tendrils. If you win on that round, then the other team takes more damage from any of these guys that are still alive. Single target damage, the enemies have a bit more HP and they deal a little bit less damage. I don't really get that change personally, because the meta is just Salazar destroys everything really fast, and this makes that easier, because doing less damage against Salazar means that you can just have a Dolores healing him if you want. There are some other strategies where that doesn't matter anyway, but yeah, I don't know. That doesn't really seem to matter to me anyway. This is part of just what I was showing you earlier in the screenshot. These are the new items, and here's some changes to the existing things. I don't remember if they cost the same. I think stamina potions used to cost 35. I could be wrong. Anyway, that is pretty much the arena update notice, but we're not done. I want to talk a bit more about this and to cover the costs. So I'll be putting stuff up on the screen. I don't know yet. I'll edit it in the future, but to summarize the cost of everything we want to buy, which is going to be every single week you're going to want to buy the 5 stamina potions. So 5 times 20 is 100. You're going to want to buy the free rare summoning shards. So 3 times 35 is 105. So weekly that's 205. But we're going to do this on a monthly calculation because it's a bit easier to include other things. So on a monthly basis, it will cost you 820 arena coins to buy the pots and to buy the rare summoning shards. So then the other new stuff we're going to want to buy as well. We're going to want to buy 3 ancient summon shards. We're going to want to buy a legendary summon shard and a legendary skill crystal. So all of these are going to reset on a monthly basis, so I'm told. Let me know if I'm incorrect on that. I haven't bought them myself because I always buy Mithril and have nothing left. But these should reset monthly. So monthly the cost for the new items is 2600 arena coins. So monthly the cost will now be, if you're buying all of the rare summoning shards every week, all of the stamina pots every week, and you buy all of these new things on the monthly reset, it will cost you a total of 3,420 arena coins, which is a lot of arena coins. So then we need to work out how many arena coins you can generate in a given month. As I said earlier, you can get 12 arena permits per day and 2 idle as well. So 14 per day is what the calculation is going off of. That means you'll need to do them first thing in the morning and do them again in the evening if you don't want to waste them. So it's a bit sweaty, but this is calculating a reasonable maximum, not the actual maximum, because if you manage to win all 5 attacks, you get an extra 1, but don't worry about that. So 14 permits per day, and every one you use, you get 3 arena coins from. So that is 42 arena coins per day. So that's not a whole lot, but times by 30, which is my assumption for a month at the moment, that works out to 1,260 arena coins per month, which is well shy of what we need, which is well shy of the 3,400 that we need. However, you also get rewards for where you place in the arena every week. So assuming you finish at Platinum 3 every week, that's 2,800 arena coins a month. And if you finish in Overlord every week, that's 3,200 arena coins every month. On top of that, there are also 2 monthly quests that grant you 500 arena coins each, just for playing X number of arenas. I'm not entirely sure if both of them will be kept. I'm kind of half expecting that one of them is going to be removed next month because it's a hangover before the change, but we can account for both. So anyway, that's a bunch from both of those. So if you add all that together, the monthly, the arena tax of 1,260 a month, Platinum War Overlord weekly rewards, assuming you place the same one every month, is either 2,800 or 3,200, and then the monthly quest reward of either a 500 or 1,000, depending if they keep both. If you stay in Platinum 3, that will be granting you 4,560, assuming it's only one of the quests. If there's 2 quests, it will be 5,060 arena coins. If you're an Overlord, it will be 4,960 with 1 quest, and assuming they keep both quests, it'll be 5,460 arena coins, which will give you over 2,000 arena coins spare. And you've bought everything that you'd want to buy. So it's not bad. That's actually pretty good. That works out quite well. We have loads of coins left to buy stuff. We can still buy all the Mithril we want. You just kind of have to look at it on a monthly basis rather than on a weekly basis. So that's the maths behind it. I think we're good. It doesn't seem too bad. I think a lot of us were kind of worried when we heard it was dropping the amount of coins we won per fight quite a lot, but it doesn't matter too much. And it's nice that we have all of these new things coming into the shop, because these are actually pretty good things to get. I'm too broke at the moment because I tend to buy Mithril, but these are really nice things to have. And yeah, I think it's a good change. I think it's a good change to the Arena Merchant shop, because it's not like they've cost us anything. They've just added stuff. If you can't afford it, then you know it's not great, but I mean it's better than not being there in the first place. So I think this patch I like the changes in this. I think they're pretty good. Overall, I'm still not a big fan of Arena. I think it's a bit just... I feel like Arena is just whale-bait, really. It's really hard to get around the Awakening gap in Arena, and it's really hard to play around certain legendary lords, such as Morrigan or Araka. It's hard to deal with Hatsut, etc. But I'll leave my moaning for another time. In general, I think it's a good patch. I think they're pretty good changes. It makes Arena definitely something you're more interested in now. I'm definitely more keen myself. Quite often, I would just ignore it. I would put a bit of effort in the last few days. But now I think it's actually a much more impactful to participate in Arena, so definitely look at sorting your teams out more. And I will do some videos on teams in future. Anyway, yeah, I've waffled a bit. Generally, my overview is I think it's a decent patch. I think it's good that we've got more stuff to work towards in Arena. I'm glad they've given us some legendary skill crystals back, but that's a whole other can of worms we'll get into in the next video. So anyway, thank you guys very much for watching. Have a lovely weekend, take care, and bye-bye.